Yes, hello everybody. I hope you can hear me well, see me well. Welcome to our session regarding Bosch, the Bosch company. I will introduce you to this large group. My name is Camilla Negri. I'd like to share a presentation, so just a second. I can share my screen. Okay. I hope you can see everything well. Okay. My name is Camilla Negri. I work for the talent acquisition team of Bosch. I'm located in Milan with four other colleagues. And what I can tell you about myself can be summarized with these three words: grow, enjoy, inspire. That are the words that actually summarize the employer proposition, the values that we as employer propose to potential associates and potential talents that want to join the company. So regarding growth and regarding myself, I was lucky enough to be able to study abroad. So I studied in the US and in Germany. So it was quite natural that when I had to pick up a job, I turned to a large multinational company based in Germany, like Bosch. And inside the organization, I actually changed many roles, at least three in the past decade, because I started out as a sales administrator for a Bosch division that used to be called Blaupunkt. It doesn't have that name anymore. Now it's Car Multimedia, and its goal is to sell products, connected products for the vehicles. Later on, I had the chance to change the opportunity to get into the HR department, first in the training division of Bosch, and later on in the recruiting division. So this is what I do now. I take care of talent acquisition, and I really like it. I enjoy it a lot. And regarding enjoyment, and at a more personal level, I have two kids. I love animals, so whenever I have time, I spend time with my dog and my pony. It's actually my daughter's pony. And I am a big fan of karate. And moreover, regarding inspiring and inspiration, I take a lot of inspiration out of my job, because what I do is something really valuable to me. And the fact that this job allows me to be open to the outer world, not only focusing on the internal dynamics of the company, but being invited to events like this, taking part in career days, for example, meeting institutions, universities, is something that I really enjoy daily a lot. But now enough about myself, let's talk about Bosch, and we'd like to do it with a video. So I would ask the director to send out the video.
Start my days, sun rays, I tap the phone, coffee's on, I mow the lawn, impressing Sean, so connected, so effective, I let it drop, clean it up, heat and smart, I do my part, get in the car, superstar, they're watching me, IoT, IoT, IoT. IoT, I check my stock, what a shock, buy some prawns, my oven's on, coming home, future zone, all for me, IoT, 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 IoT. Live like a Bosch, with many connectivity solutions for a smarter future. From Bosch.
Video that is really fun. And you've seen a lot of different products displayed in this video, ranging from smart home connectivity products, smart mobility products, even household appliances of the future. And what do all these products have in common? That they are invented for life. So the payoff and the ultimate goal of the company is to enhance the quality of life through technology, quality of people's lives all over the world, and also help conserve natural resources. There is a great effort towards sustainability in Bosch. We'll tell you something more about it later on. And this is one of the main values that drive our action daily. Regarding mobility, that is so the main topic of today's presentations. We like to define our strategy towards mobility as smarter, safer, and more sustainable. So the products that we are developing right now have that in common. They will be connected. They will make not only cars, but also two-wheelers, so motorcycles, even e-bikes, trucks, and even forklifts, safer and with respect to the environment. Another field in which Bosch is active is the industrial technology field, in which Bosch has been active over the last decade, participating into the Industry 4.0 project, fundamentally changing the way factories look and work, and they are much more connected right now. They exploit the power of data analysis and machine learning, and they are totally different from the factories that we used to know just a decade ago. The fact that Bosch has also an inside sensors division makes it possible for Bosch to develop products that are really technologically advanced. Like, for example, in this slide, you see smart glasses. This is something our R&D associates are working on right now, but they're already a reality. And another focus of our associates is the medical division. We unluckily don't have a medical division in Italy, but we do have it in Germany. And of course, it's a division that works on technology to make life more healthy. One example of this is what you see in this slide. It's a test system that was developed when the coronavirus pandemic broke out in just 6 weeks. So it was very, it was a great achievement for our company, and it's been used by our associates in Germany to detect in a very fast way the presence of the virus. And as I was mentioning before, there is a great effort towards environmental responsibility. Bosch is proudly carbon neutral since last year. Regardless the pandemic situation, our management decided to keep that goal in 2020, and we were able to achieve it by the end of the year. It was quite expensive to achieve that, because it means that all our 400 locations across the globe are now carbon neutral. It's been achieved by, of course, a great attention and care towards renewable sources of energy, but also planting new trees in the globe in order to compensate emissions. The next goal is set for 2030 and foresees a reduction of 50% on the value chain, which means that we're going to ask also our suppliers to engage in this very important activity of reducing emissions. A little bit about our figures, who we are, and facts and figures. Last year, so 2020, closed with a global sales revenue equal to 71.5 billion euros. This is possible thanks to the fact that we have 4 different business sectors. The net result is the so-called EBIT, so then basically corresponds to the net result, was equal to 2 billion euros from operations. This EBIT is concurring to, of course, funding R&D activities all over the globe, but also is funding social responsibility actions, and I'll tell you something more about it later on. How many are we? We are approximately 400,000 people across the globe, which corresponds more or less to a middle-sized city in Italy, like, for example, Bologna. Of course, this number is not steady, but it has been growing over the past years. We have 440 locations across the globe in more than 60 countries, which, of course, is easily connected to the fact that Bosch is a very multicultural company. Inside Bosch, there are more than 100 languages spoken, and as many cultures as you can think. And there is a great effort in keeping all this together. It's something that we learned over the decades, because Bosch was founded at the end of the 1800s, so it has a very long history. And since the very beginning, it started out due to the vision of our founder as an international company. So it's in our DNA, let's say, this attention to diversity and multiculturality. So the ownership structure of Bosch is quite different from the ownership structure of any large industrial group that you can think of in the world, because the vast majority, 94% of Bosch's shares, are held by a foundation, the Robert Bosch Foundation, that is located in Stuttgart, Stoccarda, that is the founding city of the group, where our founder was born and lived. And it's still like that, because Robert Bosch was engaged personally in civic and social engagement activities, and wanted the company to continue in this direction. So it's still like that. 200 people work in the Bosch Foundation on projects that focus, for example, on medical research, on civic and social engagement, on diplomacy, on aiding third world countries. And in Italy, for example, we have a project that is called Allenarsi per il Futuro, Training for the Future, that has the goal of fighting youth unemployment. We do our part, our share, towards this very ambitious goal, because, as you know, youth unemployment in Italy is a very, very sad problem. And we organize meetings and host also a lot of kids from the Italian schools in order to orientate them for the future and give them the basic skills for the future. The values of the company. There are 7 main values, and I'd like to focus on the ones that I already mentioned today, that are responsibility and sustainability. So what you've seen also, reaching carbon neutrality, the fact that it's not just a value, but also something concrete. And the value of diversity. Bosch is also known worldwide for the quality of its products. And this is possible only thanks to the attention that we give to reliability, credibility, and legality. There is a strong effort also to be compliant to the norms, and any, let's say, any action that is not compliant is not tolerated inside the company. I was mentioning the global presence of Bosch around the world, 440 locations, of which 126 are engineering locations. So places where research and development is pushed forward. A lot of engineers work on research and development in Bosch, and thanks to the structure that you've seen, the fact that we are not dependent on the stock market, it's possible to develop products that will be put into the market in the next maybe 10 years. So it's possible to think ahead with a very large overview. I mentioned before 4 business sectors. So mobility solutions, the one we're going to focus on today, industrial technology, energy and building technology, and consumer goods. I need to speed up a bit because Angelo Formenti is waiting to talk to you. I wanted just to tell you regarding mobility solutions, what is the strategy today? Of course, we have a prestigious history behind us. We are one of the few large players in the field, and our activity ranges from powertrain solutions to connectivity solutions to electrical drives. We have all sorts of products that go not only into cars, but also motorcycles and trucks. What awaits us in the next future is a combination of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things in this specific business sector. So we aim to combine the knowledge that we have been able to gather, to collect over the decades, with the new expertise in electronics and software. And we believe that this will bring us, not only us, but also our clients and customers, it will bring us valuable benefits for the future. The focal points of this strategy are mainly 4. There are the mega trends of connectivity, electrification, automation, and personalization. So our vision of the mobility of the future is based on these 4 pillars. And I can give you just 2 examples before handing over to my colleague. For example, we developed driver assistance systems which protect road users of all kinds, not only pedestrian but also cyclists, and have extended them to also segments in which they were not present, for example, motorcycles and trucks. Another field in which mobility and this combination of mobility and artificial intelligence and Internet of Things have been combined is the automated driving. For example, I don't know if you're aware of the fact that in the Stuttgart airport, l'aeroporto di Stoccarda, there is a parking space that is fully automated, is an automated valet parking, in which cars that are actually from the Mercedes brand drive autonomously and park autonomously. So it's already a fact. It's not just a dream for the future. Now I'm handing over to Angelo.
Hi everybody. Thank you, Camilla, for this great journey through the Bosch world, which is very complex, but you made it very simple and clear. So I'm Angelo. I've been working for Bosch for about 11 years. So 11 years this July. And as regards enjoy, and inspire, I will be very brief. I really enjoy working for Bosch, and this is testimonied by the fact that I've been working for Bosch for about 11 years. So starting starting as a fresh graduate. And I really enjoy working like a Bosch, and I'm going to explain to you why. Please, Camilla, can you go to the next slide? First of all, because I took advantage of the various possibility that Bosch gave me. That's why I'm showing to you the Italian map. As you can see, in Italy, all the business sectors are represented throughout Italy. I'm showing to you the map because during my career at Bosch, I had the possibility to jump from one experience to another, and also from a location to another. And I think this is one of the most valuable aspects in working for Bosch. As a matter of fact, I've been working as a HR generalist and growing in my job as a HR manager in different business sectors and different locations. And this is really a plus in my growth. Another thing, this is, according to me, very important for me. Next slide, please, Camilla. Even the other one, okay, is that Bosch is listed at the 4th place as one of the most reputable companies in the world, and this is a great honor for the company. And I can testimony that we really live, all the associates in Bosch really live this kind of achievement every day. You may wonder why we live this way of working very profoundly. We are proud of it. We are proud of it because it comes from the roots of the company. And I think that the video that our director is going to show you will explain to you very well why we are very proud to work like a Bosch. So please, can you start the video? So I think that this video is very impressive because we live in an age where start-uppers are on fashion, but we are giving testimony of a start-upper that started his company about 130 years ago. Camilla, can you reshare your desktop because I don't think they are.
It's
Okay,
already
great.
shared. Yeah.
Okay, now we can see it. So as I was telling you before, so our roots are in the history of our founder. That's why we really like living and working like a Bosch. So we think that the center and the key of everything, obviously, as in the case of our leader, Robert Bosch, are obviously creativity and entrepreneurship. Camilla, please, next slide. And the basis of creativity and entrepreneurship for us is obviously the fact that we grow together as a team, that we enjoy our work, and that we inspire each other every day. As regards growing, the most important thing here is that we have every day the possibility to change in learning something every day. That's why we call our company as the learning company. And as regards the career path, we have the possibility to change area, business, and location. Just the experiences that I had and also Camilla shared testimony. In this way, we are really able to shape innovation also towards the new technologies and the connectivity. So we are moving from strong mechanical skills within the company towards IT background, electronics, and connectivities. And every associate within the company is experiencing it, and that's a great plus for everybody, and also for the young talents that we hire. Another important part, obviously, is the enjoyment. As I was telling you, we are proud to work within the company, and we enjoy working within the company. And we are also looking for people that are willing to enjoy themselves by working in the company. Also because the company allows everyone to adapt his skills to his tasks in a very flexible working environment. And last but not least, the third pillar of our company, obviously, is the inspiration. And I think this is really one of the most important, and maybe the most important pillar, because we are really looking for people that are inspired and by the perspectives coming from others, coming from around, from the environment where we work, and also around the globe. So we have really the possibility each day to confront to other colleagues throughout the globe in a spirit of cooperation, of trust, and also of entrepreneurship. And I think that besides our speech, we need to talk also about concrete actions. So how is it, you may wonder how it is possible to enter the company. We have multiple possibilities. Obviously, the first one is to develop a thesis at Bosch. So we are very open to academic collaborations. Another important way of entering the company, obviously, is the internship. So you can have the possibility to join the company with an internship, and obviously via direct employment. We would like, at this stage of our presentation, to share the real experience of one of our colleagues that has been working for Bosch for a couple of years and is really working like a Bosch, with inspiration, with various possibility of growth, and enjoying himself. So his name is Alessandro, and he's currently site site co-leader at Bosch USA in Austin, Texas, and he's been working for the division cross-domain computing solutions. So please, director, can you share the video of Alessandro?
Hello everybody, my name is Alessandro Allievi and it's an absolute pleasure to be here today to talk to you about my experience at Bosch. Today I am a site co-lead in Austin, Texas, where we're working on advanced AI technology for automated driving. Today I'll be talking to you about my journey at Bosch to give those of you who are curious or maybe interested in joining our company a little bit of an insight of what you can expect from your life and career at Bosch. Now, keep in mind that my experience is just one sample, and yours may end up looking completely different to mine. But what you can broadly expect by joining Bosch is for your journey to be broadly underpinned by three main principles, which are grow, enjoy, and inspire. So when I decided to join Bosch, I was 27 years of age. I just completed my PhD in biomedical engineering. And I co-founded a startup that did gesture recognition for smartwatches, and I had the decision to make. So I took the punt. I decided to join Bosch, and I was ready to make a step back if my career at Bosch didn't meet my expectations. I joined Bosch 5 years ago in the UK as part of a junior managers program, or JMP as we call it in Bosch, which is a rotational program that's designed to build you up as a manager. During my JMP, I was part of the team that was tasked with winning the business of advanced driver assistance systems with our main UK customer. It was going to pave the way towards increasingly highly automated driving features. One thing that impressed me right away is the amount of ownership that Bosch really gives you in terms of shaping your own growth within the organization. One thing that was fundamental for me was being assigned to a mentor. It was really crucial in guiding me through every step of my traineeship, and it really was instrumental in designing the program around my wishes and my ambitions and my talent. So one important thing is to really understand what your role could be within a team such that you can really bring value right away. And in my case, I was able to leverage my technical background to position myself as a highly technical acquisition manager. With solid understanding of the technology, I was able to engage with the engineering teams, both from our side and the customer side. And then I was able to build on this foundation by improving on my communication skills, on my ability to establish a relationship with the customer and to steer a technical deep dive while maintaining the commercial bigger picture at the back of my mind. And I moved on to work on launching a new venture within Bosch. This was not a planned rotation for me, but rather an opportunity that arose while I was doing my JMP, and Bosch identified this as something I could contribute to. I relocated to Germany within a month, and I went to go work in the Bosch's headquarters at the Schillerhöhe in Stuttgart. As for my sleeping arrangements, timing was tight, but I was kindly hosted by my director in his basement. I would like to emphasize that this was my personal choice. You would not be expected to do anything like this. It was an incredible experience that taught me a lot about the specific challenges that one must contend with when operating at the magnitude and scale and with the level of social responsibility that is expected of a company like Bosch. Having worked extensively in automated, I then moved on to electrified. My final assignment was in the US, in which I managed our electrification acquisitions for one of our largest US customers. I was relocated to Detroit in Michigan and was welcomed once again by a great team. I was entrusted from the get-go with leading our acquisition efforts in the US, and we were finally successful in winning our first large-scale business with a given US customer. 1 year later, I felt like my technical sales journey had come full circle, and I really needed to go back into engineering. This for me was the result of an introspective exercise and the result of the interaction that had with the engineering teams throughout my daily work, and also the result of a series of well-cadenced dialogues that you're encouraged to have with HR that are really designed to define your career path as you grow within the company. And this is done by working backwards from what your long-term goals are and what your ambitions are. At the time, Bosch was in the process of launching a new venture in Austin, Texas, a site that would be fully embedded within the University of Texas at Austin Computer Science Department, with the objective of growing a team of specialized in developing advanced machine learning techniques for autonomous driving. It is a unique opportunity to grow competencies in an incredibly important and hot field, and to work hand in hand with some of the brightest talent and brightest minds in AI. And this is where I am today. I'm here in Austin, Texas, co-leading a site with Brad Knox. We're growing a team of experts in AI for autonomous driving. Personally, I feel like going back to engineering, to automate it, was the natural next step and the best next step in my career. And I cannot wait to experience what comes next as I continue my professional growth within Bosch. No matter what job you do, at the end of the day, the time you spend at the workplace with your colleagues accounts for a good portion of your daily life. See, Bosch understands this, and in my experience, has designed a work environment that is conducive to you really enjoying the workplace, to you waking up in the morning and saying, "Oh, I really want to go to work today," which sounds crazy, but has been the case in my experience. And if you're wondering how does Bosch do this, well, I've noticed two fundamental principles that are enacted here at Bosch, and these are recognition and collaboration. So recognition, I think, is key to fulfillment, and the Bosch management really understands this and really promotes recognizing and celebrating your achievements, no matter how big or small they may be. Collaboration is promoted through the culture of shared objectives, which leads to enjoying working together towards a common goal, which in turn leads to enjoying just working together and then leads to enjoying being together. I have shared a myriad of after work activities ranging from boating to camping to barbecues to concerts to riding the sand dunes of Michigan, to going on nights out together when I was still young, to name a few of the activities I've done with my colleagues over here. For the sporty types, we had our weekly football or soccer, as people call it here, kick around in Michigan. And this is a tradition I'm trying to implement and uphold here in Austin now. But being a global company, you can also expect to go on business trips around the world, which you can use for after work leisure activities. There is an unspoken agreement whereby the home team will take care of you while you're on a business trip, and you will return the favor when they'll come and visit you. But now we come to the aspect that I think really makes Bosch great, which is that as you grow older and you go through the different steps and phases of your career and your personal life. Personally, I've had to adjust my work style since the birth of my son, Luca, but I found ways of being just as productive while working at Bosch. The goal-oriented culture at Bosch means that there is flexibility in terms of your working style and your working pattern even, and your workplace. And you're free to structure your own work around those as long as you can meet your objectives. And not to underestimate the huge global footprint that Bosch has, which means that if you have the need or the willingness to relocate, there's a good chance that internal opportunities will be there within Bosch that will allow for you to move and find a solution. In my personal case, when my wife was relocated to Texas in San Antonio for her medical training, I thought there was a good chance I would need to start scouring for jobs in other companies. But then I just took a look for internal opportunities, and I found that my dream job was being posted in Austin, Texas, which was just a 1 hour drive away, which in Texas terms is basically neighbors. And all I had to do was apply. For me personally, knowing that I'm working toward fundamentally shaping the future of mobility for it to be safer, smarter, and cleaner has been a major source of inspiration. knowing that you're developing leading edge technology, which will reach millions of people, gives you this sense of honor, but also responsibility. I will give an example of some of the work that we're doing here in Austin as a sample of such leading edge technology that's being developed here at Bosch that I think has the potential to really make a mark in the world. Through the work that was recently published at Coral, we're enabling agents, which could be robots, could be cars, to really observe, interpret, and understand spontaneous human reactions to the way these agents are behaving. And through this understanding of the way the human really feels about the way in which the agent is behaving, the agent is able to adapt its own behavior to increasingly match what the human desires. And this is a very powerful technology that essentially empowers AI agents to adapt their own behavior just through an understanding, an implicit understanding of what humans desire. So if any of what I've talked about today is appealing to you, consider joining us. If you want to know more, if you want to find out more, if you're interested in just exchanging a few words about my experience at Bosch, please don't hesitate to contact me. My contact details are here available to you. Again, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys today, even though it was just virtual. Don't hesitate to reach out, and look forward to hearing from you.
Great. So thank you, Alessandro, for this journey throughout your experience at Bosch, which are a real testimony of grow, enjoy, and inspire every day within the company. So I think we are coming to your questions, guys. Please, if you have any, you can just put in the chat. Great. So Camilla and I, so both work in the HR. I am the HR responsible for the mobility solutions business sectors located in Turin. So I take care of the young talents that join the company once they are in on Bosch, so they are on board. But I also work hand in hand together with Camilla in recruiting the right candidates. So I would put the question to Camilla regarding the process.
Okay, yeah, it's a pleasure to answer. Okay, the process is quite lean. We have a very modern application tracking system that was launched a couple of years ago and allows you to send your application in 30 seconds or uploading even your LinkedIn profile, for example, or Indeed profile or whatever you have directly from your smartphone. So it has nothing to do with those long recruiting processes that you might have encountered in your experience. It takes you 30 seconds overall. And of course, we receive your application. We come back to you via telephone with a brief phone call just to check that everything that is stated in your resume is correct. And if so, then we organize an interview. Right now, we are doing it over Teams, for example, or Skype, together with the hiring manager, because we want to proceed with this concept of staffing, staff recruiting. So it's not just the HR deciding, but more figures inside the organization that give their opinion on the candidates, because of course we're all biased somehow, and we need to balance that through the fact that more people interview the candidate. It's quite easy. In the case, for example, of internships, the process is really fast and lean, and we come to decision right away, come back to you. No matter if the answer is positive or negative, you will always get an answer from us. And regarding the characteristics, I don't know if Angelo wants to add something. I have some ideas, but Angelo, do you want to state your favorite characteristics?
Yeah, I think that I already mentioned some of them during my speech beforehand. So first of all, entrepreneurship. So we are looking for people that really strive to give a contribution and to make a mark on the world. So a visible mark on the world and lasting mark on the world. So we that's why we are also looking people that want to go extra mile. So not the 9-5 kind of guy, but people that enjoy giving their contribution and going extra miles. I think this is the most important feature that we require. Obviously, the technical competence is a must, but we consider it as a requirement. On top of that, entrepreneurship, the passion in shaping the future of technology and the future of the world, giving a contribution to the development of our products and in improving the life of improving our lives. Mm-hmm. So would you like to add something, Camilla?
Yes, because as you showed in the video, I think that one very, very important characteristic is curiosity. So being able to remain open to learning new things throughout your life, because the jobs that you will be doing in the future probably doesn't still exist. So you need to put yourself into this mindset that we need to continuously learn new things. That's why we are a learning company. We like to state ourselves as learning company, and that's also why we choose people who actually have this within themselves. You cannot think that what you've learned so far is enough, because you will be required always to learn something more. And regarding always this characteristic, and it goes hand in hand with this, is the characteristic of flexibility. We need to be as flexible as possible. There's no fixed box in which you can move, but in such a large organization as the one we work for, you really need to move across silos and boxes. So flexibility is a must.
Exactly. I can see. So, which are the most? One of the most the focal point, as Camilla showed to you, obviously, is the topic of connectivity and artificial intelligence in every business sector. So, starting from the mobility, going to the home appliances, and also the Industry 4.0. So we are putting at the center of our efforts the connectivity part. So our goal is to have all our range, the whole range of our product, able to be connected to all the other products that we make, so that we can provide a service to the external public and to our customers that can be used in order to improve the quality of life of everybody. So, for example, in the automotive field, in the mobility field, in order to improve the safety and security of the driver, to also to take advantage of the connection between different styles in mobility. So we are supporting a lot the e-bike systems, the connection between the classic car with the infrastructures within the cities. So the keyword is the connectivity.
Yes, and proof of that direction that Bosch is actually going forward is the fact that we inaugurated a very modern factory producing semiconductors, which means sensors, in Dresden just 2 weeks ago, I think. And it's one of the largest and most modern factories in that field. And this will allow us to put this technology in almost every product we are going to produce in the near future.
Exactly. We have here a question regarding the application process. It generally takes about 3 weeks, average time, starting from the application till to the final answer by the company regarding the onboarding process. And after that, it generally takes about 1 to 2 weeks before starting the internship, right, Camilla?
Yes, more or less. It depends on the cases. Sometimes we open positions that we can imagine are a little bit more difficult to scout with more anticipation. And in that case, maybe the real job will start later on, but it depends. Usually, our goal is to give you an answer within 10 days. So after the first contact, which is usually the uploading of your CV, we strive to give you an answer within 10 days.
Great. But also as regards to the starting date, we generally adapt to both to the business needs and also to the candidates' needs, especially for internships.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, if you don't have any other question, I would reshare our last slides with the links where you can apply for positions within Bosch. So we put both the link for the global websites with the global opportunities and also the local one, so the Italian one. Great. Here it is. So bosch.com careers job offers, and then we have the classic like Lavora con noi for the Italian locations. And on the last slides, you can also see our contacts. So my contact and also the ones for Camilla and Alessandro. So we really thank you for your time. And so we wish you a nice rest of the afternoon, and maybe our path will cross, and maybe in working like a Bosch. Right, Camilla?
All right. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you.
Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.